daily October vlogs. I really don't know why I decided to do a daily vlog throughout October. That's a bad decision though, because my oldest daughter is having her birthday the 14th of October, and it's a lot of things in October, but anyways, we will roll with it. So this is the first of my knitting, spinning, crochet vlog, and today is of course the 1st of October. Here in Sweden we have a beautiful, very sunny day. It's 15 degrees Celsius outside, so it's quite warm. It's actually a little bit too warm for being the 1st of October. We have not had any night frost yet. We used to have that in the middle of September, the end of September, but we have not had any night frost. Tonight when I was up, I think the clock was 3 in the middle of the night, it was actually 10 degrees outside. So it was 10 degrees outside this night, and that's quite strange, but I don't like it because I want it to be cold now, because I'm over summer, over everything that's hot, because I am totally a winter person through all. So, but let's start talking about some knitting, and this time I will talk about the spinning I forgot in my last podcast episode. I will just grab something to drink and I will be back. So, drink. I'm still not feeling for coffee. We will start with this beauty. It's of course me and cutting my ends. I have a problem with that. I seem to forget it all the time, and you have actually already worn this to school once. I'm good at this. So this is how my Victories So Faded but by Andrea Mowry turned out. He didn't want to fade, so he chose this color by himself, and this color called Mums from Hex Kettle Dye. She's a Swedish dyer, and it's on her sock base, and it's so soft, even though it's not her merino sock, it's her regular sock base. And I'm totally a fan of regular sock base, not merino socks, because this yarn is holding up so nice, and it don't peels for ages. Merino and all the softer yarn tend to peel quite immediately. So this is how it turned out. I really do love it, and I really do love the colors. And here she is, my beautiful little Alva. Hold on. Did I tell you it's harvest season?
Okay, hi.
Can you show them? She have just been outside and picked a lot of blackberries out. Really beautiful. And you just have to bear with me with the kids. They're gonna appear now and then through the month. And then we're coming to a modified So Faded from Andrea Mowry, and that's Alva's. And here, if I had made it the way I wanted to make it, you would not have this stripe here. I would have faded more cohesive, but she really wanted it like a color block. So I did it like a color block. See if you can see it this way. It's so hard when you just have one arm to hold up things with. I can hold it like this. Everything goes in a very strange angle. I will see if it gets better if I stand. Hold on. I'm gonna need to pause between every now and then when my youngest son and my youngest daughter decide to bother each other, if I say it that way. So, what I was saying, she wanted a color block, so I did a color block. And she actually wanted a color block more like stripes. But I didn't do that because I knew that because of you start off with this part, then you're working it flat. And I was quite stupid because I didn't realize it's gonna take so much yarn for this part, almost this part. So if I had to do stripes, I would have changed the yarn like already here. So, and this is actually two of the color that are right next to each other, and you cannot see so much between them. It's a really light fade, and then this one is coming straight away, and then you have the darkest one starting right here. So between all the fours, these two are so close together and these two is so close together, so I should have just mixed them up and chosen to use the light dark over here, one light, one dark and one light instead. But when she told me that it was too late, I have already separated for the sleeves, and I think I have come like 5 centimeters on the body, and I really don't want it to rip out, so she told me she wanted a color block instead, so I did. And she also wanted short sleeves, which I think was really funny because the thing with the short sleeve, I think I was talking about the short sleeve. Sorry for a mess episode, but this is real life. She almost never wants short sleeves, so I think this is the first garment I actually are knitting for her with short sleeves. And that was so funny that she's chosen to actually have short sleeves, and she's so damn pretty in this one. Victory is so damn cute in his too, of course. So you will probably see a picture with Alva with this on pretty soon. Maybe not today, maybe, who knows. But Victory, maybe not. He is not a person who likes to be on pictures, and I totally respect that. But the two half finished objects I have today. And yeah, I know I'm messing with my hair a lot because I have seriously just get out of the shower more or less and it's bothering me. I want my hairband. Then we have almost a finished object, finished project. It's Alva's, yeah, now I don't know what it's called though, but I will pop it on the screen. You have probably already read it on the screen. And the only thing that's missing right now is the color, because I ran out of the mohair. I was already playing yarn chicken, and when I was finished with the whole cardigan, this was all I had left of the mohair. So I knew I needed just a tiny little bit more. So I had to go and order some new. First of all, I looked at my local yarn shop where I actually purchased this one from the beginning. They have every color, but not this one. So I was already on my way into the bigger city I live in. The closest big city I live in right next to is Uppsala. There we have like everything. So I popped in every single yarn. I needed to order it. And where do you think I ordered it from? Limo Design. I had it in my mailbox 2 days later. So I will pick up the color tonight and hopefully finish this one. She have already used this one on kindergarten. She really do love more rustic yarn. She's not sensitive at all. She used to actually steal my my garments, and I'm totally a fan of more rustic yarns. I'm not a big fan of soft yarns, not because of it's soft. I don't think the garment is holding up so good. That's so much fun to knit for Alva because she are actually using every type of wool you can imagine, but something with just mohair. I do not think I am actually should use mohair because my fingers, I have like a rush around all my fingertips after I have using mohair, and that's happened to me like every single time when I'm using mohair and when I'm using alpaca. Not brushed alpaca, but just alpaca. So I don't know, because I don't know actually, because when I have a garment with mohair on me, it don't bother me so much. I have not seen any rash on my shoulder, my arms, my chest, my back, nothing. But when I'm knitting with mohair, my fingers turn out like these. Can you see that? See it? And I get like bruises on my fingertips. So I don't know why, and it's like, ooh, I cannot explain how much it's itching. So I don't know. I don't know if it is something before I block it and wash it. I cannot tell. But I will not stop using it though, because I think it's do add a lot to a garment. So that's all for more or less finished objects. And then we are going into whips. Or should we do some spinning first? No, we take the whips first. Here we have a long-standing whip, and I have actually just wrapped my head, my brain around it again. It have been a long time. I think I started this one early spring maybe, and then I worked through it. I worked the body quite fast, but then I was stuck on sleeve island, but I don't know why, because I don't have a problem with sleeves, but I really didn't feel for it. Maybe it's the color, because it's actually not my type of color, but it's not my sweater anyway. So here is my husband's Gibbs 2 from Andrea Mowry. I have knitted this one in Drops Air in the colorway blue. It have a number, it actually don't have a name. So, and I'm almost finished with both the sleeves now. So this was, hopefully this will be finished tomorrow or maybe on Tuesday. We shall see. We shall see. So I picked it up this weekend. I think I picked it up yesterday morning and started working on the sleeves because I wanted to clear the needles and have that out of the way so I can concentrate on his sweater, his only sweater. The other sweater, Avon, I think it's called. I don't have that here right now. Now you're gonna see my oldest daughter. She's gonna go down. She's gonna tell me we need to go now because she's going on a floorball match. Hey. Nope. And here she is. I think I have everything under control now. Anyway, this leads us into new customs. And of course I'm in the middle of a row like I'm always, and I'm tangled up like crazy. So it's as it should be. Everything is just normal over here. But here I have just started a big grayish thing. Can you guess what it is? It is actually the start of the big cozy cardigan from Andrea Mowry. I just realized it's a lot of Andrea Mowry pattern in this episode, but I have actually done a lot of Andrea Mowry patterns this year. Hello. När ska ni åka?
Jag vill att Anton, eller att vi åker här från 14:00.
14:00. Samlingen var? Halv. Okej. Det är hallarna som är. Yes. Okay. I just have to ask her when she's gonna leave because she's going away quite far away actually today and have her floorball match, and I'm not able to go. I just wanted to go and watch her, but the two youngest one is actually quite cold. So Andrea Mowry pattern, big cozy cardigan. This is the body, and then you have a big huge collar with, or neckband, collar neckband, I don't know what you should call it, with the alpaca, Surrey alpaca. The reason why I chosen this pattern, because I actually was gifted a lot of pattern from Andrea Mowry of my mom when I had my birthday this spring. So a few pattern that she wanted, a few pattern that she thought maybe I wanted to do. And the big cozy one was one of it. And I had a cone of Holst Super Soft Oxford. We'll see. Yes, Oxford. So I thought maybe I should do something with that, and I will tell you soon why. And I have realized it's a very, very, very light fingering weight. So if you use this one together, it's gonna be a very light DK or a sport weight. And the pattern is called for sport weight. So I did a swatch, and crazy enough, I was spot on both row gauge and stitch gauge. Yeah, that's quite strange because I often need to go up a needle size because I'm knitting so crazy hard, tight, not hard, tight, but it's quite hard on my hands though. So I thought it's perfect. I use this one. I can get it out my stash because I am in a little bit of a situation, I will promise you. And I also have this. This is Drops Brushed Alpaca Silk. It's actually on their page is classified like an arrow weight. This one and the suggested sur alpaca is the same thickness, it's the same gauge. Because I had a tiny amount of the suggested one that I have had for ages. I think I had it in inside of a hat years ago. So I swatched with both of them and it turned out the same. So, but I am a little bit with the alpaca, I am a little bit tighter, but I think that's gonna be fine because I have a lot of this, so I can just add a few more meters or so with it, and then I have a little bit more denser fabric because this turns out quite airy, so I will just be fine. But the reason for why I needed to stash dive, I don't have a problem with having a stash, but right now I do, because I realized a few weeks ago, that I had a big hole in one of my cones that I had, and in this hole I find small moth like eggs. So everything I own you can just think what a panic I had. I just throw it down in my big freezer outside in my laundry room. I have a really huge big freezer that you have top lid freezer. And then I took in everything I worked on. I actually went and purchased the biggest Ziploc bags you can think of and put everything I'm working on in those bags. And I still do that. I just take them out when I'm working on them. Otherwise they are in the Ziploc bags, and I also have this vacuum bags for storing things that I have actually stored every knitted item I have made. And on Tuesday I will have some cedar hearts arriving, and you can imagine I'm gonna lay them in my whole entire house. But still though, I'm quite thankful because I'm living in a over 200-year-old house, and this is the first time I ever have seen something close to a moth in my house. So on that, so the big cozy cardigan is on my needle. It's gonna be one of my fall knits this year. And I also have something, if you follow me on Instagram, this is not fun anymore because someone guessed it right away. But here it is. Let me see, maybe I should take the needle out though. What do you think? What do you think it's gonna be? If you guessed Stephen West Mystery Knit Along, you are totally right. I was actually not thinking to join in this year because I was in Twist and Turn last year, but I don't know. I actually did think I liked the knitting potions of the Twist and Turn, but I frogged it because it was so much other things going on in my life at the same time, so I didn't have the time, and when I took it up again I forgot where I was. I didn't have the brain space, so I frogged it and I spun up all the yarn for the Twist and Turn myself. So yeah, but this year I was thinking of skipping it, but then Alva, my youngest one, she with the blackberries, told me she wanted a huge shawl and she wanted it in a gradient with pink, and I thought what the heck, I can just join in though. So I gonna knit it, the fun of knit for me, and the end result for her. And I gonna use my absolute favorite needles for big shawls. I think it's gonna be big. Stephen West do always big shawls, more or less. And it's Addis Novel. I use this needles like every time it's gonna be a bigger shawl or a lace shawl, because this is my absolute favorite, and they have become more of my favorite needles after the whole situation with my shoulder and not have any strange in my hand and problem with the feelings and things like that. So they are quite, they are not round, they are more like square shaped, and you're not gonna drop your lace or if you have a more slippery yarn, but they feel so much better in my hands when I'm working on big things. So I can highly recommend these needles if you have some type of joint issues, and I do have some type of joint issues too. I do not only have this problem with my shoulder, it's a reason because I have surgery on both my shoulders 5 times before. So I have always have a lot of pain in my hands and my fingers, so this can be a life savior some days in. Another future cast on. When I was ordered the beautiful mohair, I couldn't resist. I couldn't. I have looked on this one for ages now, and now it's in my home, and it's gonna be a pair of socks, and it's of course a limo design, and it's her crazy cat lady. And I thought about this really early spring, and I have thought about it every time I have ordered something from her. If you have that one left, I'm gonna buy it, and I don't do, because that means I need to knit socks for myself, and I wear socks all the winter long, but I don't want to knit socks for myself, because then I feel like I need to knit something for the kids or for my husband or for my mom. But I'm gonna knit socks through October. You're gonna see this pair of socks develop through October, because I also have a new design idea that it's gonna be with this one, and it's not gonna be colorwork socks this time. It's gonna be a lace, maybe some texture, we will see. I will take you along through this month of October and show you every step in the way when I create this pair of socks. But talking about sock yarn from Limo, then we have this one, this beautiful one. It's called Hunting Monsters. I'm gonna do a Musper hat for victory in this one, and a pair of socks if I have enough. I think I will have enough though. So, should we talk about spinning now? I should have talked about it last time, because then I could have shown you the fiber. I was planning to show the fiber. I had it right next to me, but I forgot it. But here it is now in my me-made little box. And my favorite color is October. I made this actually already in the beginning of August. So it's gonna live here, and I soon gonna use it. This one, or this three, is pure merino. It's in a colorway called Barbie Pink from Limo Design, of course. I have spun it up like a very light DK. I should say more like a sport, not over there because there's then though it's always more fluffy. So more of a sport. I was aiming for DK, but I have a hard time spinning merino to a DK if I only would do a 2-ply. And I wanted just to do a 2-ply. And this will become a cowl for Alva, the Cargill cowl from Rebecca Clow. I cannot remember her last name now. So that's I'm gonna do with this. And I don't know what she's doing upstairs. Then I have spun up another one of my beautiful hazelnut merino fiber from Limo Design that I purchased last year. And I don't know what I will do with it. I was starting to do the Cargill sweater, the whole Cargill sweater with this fiber. I have a lot. I think I have like 5 or 6 braid left. This is my 4th braid I have spun up now. And this is just one of them. I have 3 skeins because I have really small bobbin, so I cannot fit a whole 100 grams on my bobbin. And then I have spun up this. This is just a mix of everything good you can imagine. It's silk, it's stellina, it's local wool. I think we have some Gotland locks in them. We have some, probably some merino too. But I just love them. This is so much fun to spin. I can just spin this for the spinning, for the fun of spinning. I have actually no plan what to do with this, not at all. So if you have any suggestion, leave them in the comment and I will look them up. And yeah, maybe you should say it's quite a rustic wool, but it doesn't matter. So whatever you can come up with, I will take it in count for this beauties. I have another 100 grams roll leg. 2 with this, not this, this is another one. It's really, really beautiful. I will show that one tomorrow in the fiber way. And then I have just a little random fiber that are mixed up with a lot of things. Yes, so that's all for the spinning. It had been more fun if I talked about it in my last podcast episode, I think. So this brings us to the end of the first vlog half pod for the 1st of October. Now I will see, so my daughter is coming away on her game today. And then I have to cook some dinner, and then I'm gonna keep working on my husband's sweater, so that will be finished. And then I will pick up the collar on Alva's cardigan. And I will see you tomorrow, and please do like and subscribe. And I will see you tomorrow.